Introducing Stencil Art Romantic Roses, a beautiful 6-piece layering stencil set. We're going to there's some little bits in there that got stuck, so I'm getting those tucked in. Then there is an add-on die this month to cut out the 2 roses as well as the little baby's breath and the single rose. So we're going to have a look at the layering guide that comes with your set. I hope you will layer along with me in this product video. So we have the ink colors used, and they're shown in the stencil openings as well as at the top for the finished project, and you can see all those inks are shown throughout. So we're going to get started on Stencil 1A1 with blush. And I'm coming from the outside in on my stencil, trying to make sure those lines are nice and solid to see. There are some etchings to help me line up. Now we're on to A2 on Stencil 1. I'm using my tweezers to hold those delicate areas in place as I use rouge to blend that layer. Next, we're going to move to A3 on stencil number 1. Again, I'm bringing out my tweezers and using crimson. You'll see as I move around the arrangement, I'm going to move the tweezers along with me. Beautiful as we're going, so pretty. Next, we're going to move on to stencil 2. This is going to be A4. This is going to be limeade, and I'm putting a stencil up there just to make sure I don't go off my project right there. So pretty. Now we're moving on to A5 on stencil 2. We're going to use lime for this layer. Add some beautiful effects to our leaves there. Look at that. How pretty is that? And finally, on stencil 2, we're going to go to number A6, and you're going to have to rotate your stencil as you saw there. We'll use mountain pine, and that will finish off this arrangement. Now, my paper size for both of these is 5 by 7 on my mat, just to let you know. We've moved on to the B1 on stencil 3 with water hyacinth. Let me get that in. I did put satin masking tape because that stencil was pretty close to the edge. Now we'll move on to B2 on stencil number 3, and that's going to be with alpine aster. I'm going to bring those essential tweezers back in just to hold those delicate pieces in place. That gives you so much detail in your flower, so try to maintain those areas on the stencil. Next on B3 on stencil 3, we're going to use indigo skies, such a beautiful color. Once we do this, this will complete our actual flower. Now we're going to add those leaves, and we're going to do that on stencil 4, and that's going to be B4 with limeade ink. Be careful, again, some of these areas are close. You could use some satin masking tape or the stencil trick I taught you to make sure you don't go off your arrangement. Now on stencil 4, we're moving on to B5, and that is with lime. Finally, on stencil 4, we're going to go to the B6 with mountain pine, and I do go off the stencil here. I should have used my own stencil trick right here. I went off a little, but that's okay. Can always make it work with the sentiment, right? There's that beautiful arrangement. So pretty. Now we're going to do the single rose bud, and that's going to be on stencil number 5, and that's C1. At the top, we're going to do blush. Then towards the bottom for the stem, we're going to do lime. We'll move on to C2 on stencil number 5. That's going to be with rouge. And again, I'm using those tweezers to hold the delicate areas in place. C3 on stencil number 5 is going to be with crimson ink. And finally, we're going to go to C4. This is going to add detail to our stem. There are etchings on the stencil to help you align this, and we're going to do this with mountain pine. And then now we're going to go on, I'm calling it baby's breath. And you can see I'm using my tweezers as there are a lot of delicate areas. When I lift this up, you will notice some of mine did get a little bit of a shadow. But if you go nice and slow and you use a small brush, you should be good. I definitely recommend the tweezers. I know some folks do use some products to hold down their stencil, but the tweezers work perfectly. Now we're going to use D2 on stencil number 5, and we're using that with blush, and that will finish off our little floral. Here is some inspiration created by our fantastic designers using the beautiful Stencil Art Romantic Roses. I hope this video was helpful in layering together your beautiful roses with this set. To find out more about Stencil Art, romantic roses, and other available products, please visit us at altenew.com.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.